August 12th, 2026. The moon will swallow the sun over the North Atlantic. A rock the size of a small city is out there right now, somewhere past Pluto. It already left behind dust that will burn through your sky at over 200,000 kilometers an hour. And 6 planets will crawl into a rough line across your ceiling before sunrise. 3 separate headlines, 3 separate viral posts. Every single one of them technically true. 2 of these events share a cause. The third is just riding along on the calendar, completely unrelated. And somehow, that is the more interesting version of the story. Picture yourself outside, an hour before sunrise on August 12th. No phone light, eyes adjusted. Low in the east, a reddish point that does not twinkle. That is Mars. Higher up, a steady gold light. Saturn. Its rings are invisible to your naked eye, but they are there. If your horizon is clean enough, right at the edge of the glow, a hard white dot fights through the brightening sky. Mercury. That is the easy part. Uranus and Neptune are up there too, but they sit beyond what your eyes alone can pull out of the dark. You would need binoculars, and even then, you're hunting for something that looks exactly like every other faint star around it. 6 planets, 1 sky, and you're standing at the bottom of it, looking up an arc that stretches from one horizon almost to the other. Here is the first thing worth untangling. 6 planets in a line sounds like something is lined up out there in space. It is not. Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Scattered across the solar system, some close to the sun, some almost unimaginably far, at completely different points in their orbits. They are nowhere near each other. What lines them up is you. Every planet in the solar system orbits on roughly the same flat plane. So from Earth, they always trace the same path across the sky. It is called the ecliptic. A parade is not 6 ships sailing together. It is 6 ships crossing your window one after another, and you calling that a formation. So if the planets are not really doing anything unusual, what is? Here is where the eclipse and the meteor shower turn out to be connected. A total solar eclipse needs one specific thing. The moon has to sit exactly between the sun and Earth. That position has a name, a new moon. Every solar eclipse in history has happened at new moon. No exceptions. The Perseid meteor shower needs something else, or so it seems. It needs a dark sky. No moonlight bleeding out the fainter, faster meteors. On August 12th, 2026, the moon is new, which means it is doing both jobs at once, blocking the sun for the eclipse and turning its dark face to Earth, leaving the following night pitch black for the Perseids. 2 headline events, 1 shared switch, flipped by the same piece of rock about 367,000 kilometers overhead. Closer than usual, the moon is near the closest point in its orbit this week, which leaves the meteors themselves. If the dark sky is one gift from the moon, where does the actual streak of light come from? A comet called Swift-Tuttle, about 26 kilometers across, roughly the width of a mid-sized city. It swung past the sun in 1992, and it is not coming back until 2126. Right now, it is dead quiet, about 6.5 billion kilometers away, farther out than Pluto averages, doing nothing at all. But every August, Earth plows through the trail of dust and gravel it shed on past visits centuries ago. Grains no bigger than sand, moving at over 200,000 kilometers an hour, burning up 60 to 100 kilometers above your head. That is the shooting star. The comet does not need to be anywhere near us. It already left the mess behind. We just keep driving through it on the same date every single year. And then there is the part about who actually gets to see it. The totality path, the strip of true darkness where day briefly turns to night, crosses Greenland and clips Iceland. Then it cuts across Spain before dipping into the sea. It is about 290 kilometers wide, roughly the width of Belgium. Meanwhile, the partial eclipse is a different story. That is the version where the sun just gets a bite taken out of it. It is visible from Alaska to North Carolina, across most of Canada, through most of Europe, and into Northwest Africa. Billions of people, technically, get to see something. Only a thread of humanity, standing in exactly the right few hundred kilometers, gets the real thing. 2 minutes, give or take, of the sky going dark at midday or early evening, depending on where you're standing on that line. Everyone else gets a partial bite and a good story. So none of this actually needed each other. 2 events share a cause. The third is just riding along on the same calendar, for reasons that have nothing to do with the moon at all. A coincidence of clocks, not of physics. And maybe that is the part worth sitting with. We call it a cosmic alignment, like something up there is speaking to us. It is not. Nothing is arranged for our benefit. Nothing is timed to a human calendar out of any kind of intention. What is actually remarkable is smaller than that, and somehow bigger too. We can predict the eclipse and the planets to the minute, years in advance. The meteor shower, only to within a few hours. Using orbital mechanics worked out by people who never once left the ground. Kepler never saw a satellite. Newton never saw a photograph of Neptune. And here we are, watching their math land exactly on schedule, centuries later. Whether that counts as meaning or just very good arithmetic is not a question astronomy can answer for you. So on the night of August 12th into the 13th, if the sky is clear where you are, go outside. You do not need 6 planets. You do not need to stand in Iceland. A dark patch of ground and about 20 minutes of patience will get you a decent share of 100 meteors an hour. That is falling dust from a comet that has been dead to us since 1992 and will not return until your grandchildren are old. No app can hand you that. It just has to be dark and you have to be looking. Keep looking up.